First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Thanksgiving weekend, Jacksonville, and you are looking live. And I believe, Katrina, we still have Buffalo on there?
Yeah, Buffalo.
Okay, so Buffalo is one of those areas of the country where if you're traveling back home, you know, we've had a lot of visitors and relatives. We've been showing off our beautiful city here in the First Coast. But yeah, it's a different story up north. So as I've been saying on First Coast News all morning long, check those travel plans heading to the north. Buffalo, one of those spots where it's still in the 40s and upper 30s. So think of this. They could have like a heavy rain to sleet, thunder sleet, like thunder, lightning, and sleet at the same time, and then go over to snow. And then that could accumulate 3, 4, 5 inches as we head into tonight and tomorrow. So that's what we're dealing with up north, some really nasty weather. And here at home, I just got back from taking some weather observations. I got the running glasses on. Okay, so we got, the Mizzou hat. What is this, the Tiger? Yeah, that's Missouri. My daughter left her hat. So it's been an amazing weekend with friends and family here. We've been just enjoying each other's company. Hopefully you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. And we're going to end this weekend wonderfully, weather-wise. I mean, we're talking about temperatures mid to upper 70s here at home. And my daughter just sent a photo in Missouri right now, in Columbia, where it's chilly. I mean, they got wind chills right now in the single digits and the lower teens. So yeah, counting our blessings for sure, and thankful 365 days a year living here and 366 days counting the leap year. Let's take a look at some graphics here. And I tell you what, we're talking about a wow weekend. Yeah, I saw the Grinch up at St. Augustine, and if you see the little guy there in the red, there's little Michael. There's my grandson. That's what it's all about. So he's fascinated with the Grinch. He didn't get scared. I was surprised. There's my wife Julie there with Megan. All my daughters were home, so it doesn't get much better as a dad. And then my son-in-laws, James and Chris. Chris and Megan back in England safely, so had to get them to the airport on Friday, got into Orlando, no trouble there, and then we got Abby out a day early because of that big storm I showed you up north, and we showed you Buffalo to lead the storm. So, yeah, very lucky. And then on the right side, let's not bury the headline. That's Bo. We all know Bo. Beautiful golden doodle there. He was what? That's probably how most of us feel right now. We're just kind of tired. We're exhausted, aren't we? We're exhausted in a good way there. So there's Bo, his ears all flipped back. I'm ready for an afternoon nap too, Bo. I don't think I have much turkey. I don't think I have any turkey left though. I'm gonna get last bit of stuffing, as long as my wife didn't eat it here. I'm hopefully get some stuffing and gravy as I go home. But as we look at 'Tis the Season, I was talking about some of the highlights. We went to St. Augustine. Nights of Lights, and then you also have the paddleball, pickleball. All right, so we give the pickleball forecast a lot here, our weather team does, and hey, the forecast turned out very, very nicely. That was Friday, and the wind died. The wind played tricks with the ball because the ball's so light, so you want to get to the kitchen. Another reason you want to get to the kitchen is, you cut down on the wind a lot, so I did my best to get to that line. I tend to hang back a little bit, which I shouldn't do, but you can see my son-in-law's there, and Brian and little Will. He's got a bright future, the 5-year-old that's kind of like snuggled at the bottom there. Yeah, so he had some really good hits. And then on the right side, you got Bo. There's Bo again. There's Bo when he's not sleeping. And the storm that's causing all the havoc around the country the last couple of days, it's called Winter Storm Bo. It has a name. And there he is, smiling, loving it. I have FOMO right now. I wish I was up in the Midwest. You see Chicago, seeing that heaviest band of snow yesterday, along with Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, all setting snow records, 6, 7, 8 inches. Oh, my goodness. And, yeah, it's just the travelers I worry about. St. Louis was just, I tell you what, they just got clobbered. And the 6.4 inches of snow, that was the biggest snow in St. Louis in 50 plus years. So another reason my daughter Abby had to move out of Jacksonville a little earlier from that storm. And believe it or not, we're not done with this busy pattern. This is just the tip of the snowberg, so to speak. Let's take a look. So there's another shot at Buffalo, and Katrino, our wonderful producer, he's got all the shots, and I'll follow him. If he wants to put Buffalo back up there, he can. But I told you earlier, Buffalo, you're still seeing temperatures above freezing. They're still in the warm sector of that low pressure, waiting for the low pressure to go by, and then it'll wrap in the colder air. So you've got every type of precipitation imaginable almost going on. Right now, it looks almost like a sleet. You can't really tell. I'm thinking the rain has turned to more of a sleet out there. Just a gorgeous view. And temperatures right now will continue to slowly fall through the 30s and that's sleet. Could be heavy with some thunder, and then that'll give way to some snow before ending. All right, so the snow belt is cranking. We come back to the graphics. There's our radar. One more look at Buffalo, Rochester, Bradford, Syracuse, Watertown, New York. Just getting some of that heavy snow. And then you see Erie. You'll turn over to snow as well. Big picture, yeah, Lake Michigan and Michigan. Boy, was that fun watching football yesterday. Still seeing some snow. St. Louis to Cincinnati, very quiet right now, but don't let your guard down. I mean, we've got a dual jet stream across the country, packing quite a punch. And then here at home, even though that storm went well north of us, our atmosphere is starting to feel the effects of this crazy pattern. I mean, we're talking snow records being set, heaviest snow in Des Moines, Iowa since 1968, and then our winds in the upper levels are feeling the shift. I mean, we may be sunny and beautiful outside, but there's a lot happening where you can't see and where we don't live. And I'm seeing winds doing all kinds of funny things now. So we're talking about maybe even an isolated shower or two this afternoon. We've got a tropical flow coming up. This is almost like a spring pattern. So will the airport at JAX get a 1/100th of an inch of rain? I can't rule it out. I know if we don't get that 1/100th of an inch of rain, it will be our driest November on record. All right, so we'll see what happens there. But right now, those rain chances very small. Just put it 20%. For more travelers, I know there's a lot of kids heading back to college. Jacksonville, Tampa to Tallahassee and Miami. No big problems in Florida, but there could be some tougher roadways up toward Atlanta and Chattanooga, up into the Carolinas, some wet roadways up there, and then D.C. and New York. So the storm yesterday that clobbered the Midwest is up in the Northeast. So just keep that in mind for the travelers. You can kind of see it there on the far right of the screen. For Sarah and Todd Weber, yeah, you're good. They're in beautiful, just across the Texas border into Oklahoma. Taryn looking good, but look what I see. I see another storm brewing. Salt Lake City, the Four Corners there. You see that snow breaking out? And keep in mind, a lot of times the radar can't see the full-fledged or full effect of what really is reaching the ground because the mountains block some of the radar. Okay, so right now you see kind of a little patchy white out there in Salt Lake City. Don't let that fool you. They're getting clocked with 1 foot, 2 feet of snow. And it's that big swirl of energy that's going to combine forces with that jet stream I was talking about, and we are going to break out of this 33-day streak of no rain. It's been 33 days. Amazing. And there you go. We'll take a little closer look there. Salt Lake City to Albuquerque in the Four Corners. Now let's take a look at that snowpack. This is so important as we head into December as far as what happens to storm tracks. Right now, nature's, as always, is in charge. And this is a big deal. All right, so if you've got a big snowpack as far south as St. Louis, Missouri, into northern Indiana, that tends to strengthen fronts coming our way into the deep south. So for kids and for folks looking for a colder Christmas, and you never rule out snowflakes, I'm liking the pattern. I really am. You want that pack to be laid down before we can start to even talk about snow in the south. Now, it's going to be a very small chance, but again, we're talking about a wild and woolly pattern as we head through the month of December. That does include plenty of rain for Jacksonville and may include plenty of cold weather as well. All right, we take a look at the travel weather today. We were saying we're counting our blessings. We got 77, double sevens in Duval. You go up to Nashville where the Jaguars are going to take on Tennessee, and they always have our number, don't they? But hopefully today will be different. It's been raining all morning. It's cold. There's wind chills in the 30s, so we need Trevor to hold on to the football, and hopefully we can win this game. We need to hand the ball off. We got to get that running game going. This is not a day to fool around. Just go up there, take care of business. I don't care how we do it. I don't care if it's 2-0. All right, we just get the win. And then you got back toward Nashville 45 today. 32 in Chicago, so they're digging out there. Green Bay in the 20s, where a lot of my relatives are. Oklahoma City, there it is for Taryn at 37. And then back out west into the 50s, and of course, the snowy time of it for Denver to Salt Lake City with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. So again, traveling today, just be careful up toward the northeast. Some delays there, and there will be some carryover from yesterday's big storm for the Midwest. Travel forecast from JAX. All right, here we go. I've got yellow on the screen. I got a number that went off the screen a little there, but you really get the picture here. We've got the delays to the north and to the Midwest today, northeast, 77 here at home. Dallas to St. Louis tomorrow, for the second system. I showed you that system brewing toward the four corners. Here at home, we could see some showers in the afternoon. So I did put a weather impact alert, and we'll get to that in effect. And then Tuesday, 74, all right, and thunderstorms could be likely. So Jacksonville, we could get in on some delays, not just to the north, but here at home, and that would extend into DCA, BWI, LaGuardia, and areas up toward Boston and Logan International. We take a look at our snow forecast. This is not the first storm I just showed you. This is the second one, all right? And the models are still catching up to this. There's going to be a stripe of heavier snow going through Missouri. All right, there's going to be a stripe of heavier snow, a good 50-mile wide band that's going to surprise folks, but we're ready for it now. And that could very well be along the I-70 corridor. Watching that tomorrow. So for the kids, wonder if they're going to have snow days. And for the teachers that I know up there, I said, you very well could have one. So we'll keep an eye on that. And you can see that stripe going on into St. Louis, Chicago, adding to their snow. Wow. And then what a start to December for the Northeast. We could have some heavier snow starting to move in by late week, especially for the interior sections. And we'll even watch Boston, it looks like, and maybe even parts of northwestern New Jersey. We take a look overall that forecast is important for us because that means we've got a really wound up storm that's going to take place. This is part number 2.0. We had one that missed us north. This one's not going to miss us. All right. Okay. So keep that in mind. We look at Columbia, Missouri. We got some folks watching from Missouri. So I'm trying to take care of everybody. We had St. Louis to Kansas City. Look at the cold temperatures. So Abby, as your dad, I apologize. I don't control the weather. I mean, it's cold. That's not even counting the wind chill right now in Columbia. 27, St. Louis. Folks, it's just beautiful. It's like a winter wonderland. 28, and yeah, there's some snow for the kids to sled on. All right. And then we take a look at this evening and tomorrow. It's every bit as cold. And there's that storm winding up. So Kansas City will be the first to see the flakes in the morning. There's that I-70 corridor. It's going to be interesting. Snow breeds snow, and I'm favoring a track a little farther south. A lot of models are northern bias right now, so just keep in mind, Columbia, you could be in the thick of things with St. Louis, and that snow, whatever falls, is going to stick. I mean, when you're talking about temperatures through the days holding in the 20s, there's Columbia 28, St. Louis 31. Yeah, everything will stick. It's going to be a fluffy snow, a very light snow, and the roads will ice up in a hurry. So keep that in mind for our friends up in the Midwest. And again, that'll extend into Indiana, up to Wisconsin and Michigan in the Northeast. So for our dog walking forecast, you ready to transition back to our home weather? All right, back to our beautiful weather here in Florida. We've got to grab the leashes. We got to wake the dogs up. The cold spell's over. It only lasted, 36 hours? So notice those temperatures into the 70s this afternoon, even this evening, nice and mild for this time of year, 63. Let's take advantage. And then we look at our beautiful area, and that includes southeast Georgia. The one thing we're watching, though, is, folks are saying, have you seen rain? No, I haven't seen rain. Have you seen rain? No. And we're not going to see rain, it looks like, again today. St. Simon, 74 degrees. Nahunta, Waycross at 75. Homerville, 74. And as we look at the big picture here, we've got just a very light east-northeast wind. So that ocean that tends to chill us down this time of year, even along the beaches, not really a big factor. It's Ponte Vedra, 75. Fernandina, Jekyll Island, I think you're going to easily be in the 70s. You go just away from the cooler water. Palaca, you could push 80 degrees. Okay, 77 in McClenny. So you get the picture. Today's our fishing day. You got the little one bundled up there. So our Captain Alvarez fishing forecast here at First Coast News. And what is biting today? Well, the spotted bass. Isn't that a great picture? All right, and the best place to catch them, I couldn't give the exact location. I guess it's a fisherman thing. It's almost like runners not telling you how far they ran. We got the spotted bass on the St. Johns River there. And the bait of choice, he did tell me the bait of choice. So Captain Alvarez here, he messages me often. I'm sure he's watching here. Well, he's out on a boat, actually, and he's not watching. But if I pull up some of his messages, he had the exact bait that we can use to catch that spotted bass. And there it is. It's great inshore fish, he said. And it's actually a spotted sea trout. All right, let's get the terminology right. I'm learning my fish. Hey, I'm learning my fish, and I'm determined to become a great fisherman. All right, so here we go. Spotted sea trout is what you saw. Can we go back one here, Katrina? Let's get this right. A spotted sea trout, and they are biting on the St. Johns River. And the best bait is live shrimp. There we go. All right, sounds good. And if you're fishing, there's that wind flow today, very much lighter. But look at that northeast wind 5 to 10. You saw a little green there. I saw it. Did you see it? I saw a sprinkle. I saw a light shower there. So again, that's why I put in a 20% chance, but not enough to keep you from going out and having some fun. We got an ocean temperature of 68, light chop, seas 3 to 4 feet. Okay, fish. So send in your fish pictures, and I promise I'll learn, what a spotted sea trout is. Okay, so we go to our radar here at home. I said we could have a brief shower. I'm excited about this. This is probably the busiest radar I've seen in like 5 weeks. I'm not exaggerating. Since October, since before the Florida-Georgia game. We've got showers just offshore. All right, and this is a sign the atmosphere is getting ready. It's getting ready to change things as we head into December. For all of us been waiting for the rain, it's coming. All right, today it's just going to be tough to get some of that rain on shore. Just keep that in mind. So if you're in Palatka, keeping our plans, St. Augustine, Green Cove, Folkestone, Lake City, appreciate you watching here on your Sunday before the Jags game up to Waycross, looking good. Taking a look at the high-res Futurecast. All right, let's do it, Nature. Okay, there's a brief shower, looks like, toward Mandarin on the south side at 4 o'clock. That's about it. Will it reach the airport? Can't rule it out. Okay. All right. 73 degrees, 74. This is like perfect. And you see just a few clouds out there. Most of that heavier rain staying offshore. And then for your evening plans, good grill out weather. But notice the thicker clouds toward the I-75 corridor on the west coast of Florida. I'm loving it. All right. And then temperatures will stay up as a result tonight. Those clouds will trap some of that infrared radiation. And if you see what I see, you see rain. Katrina. That might even be a thunderstorm not too far from us. Tomorrow morning, we wake up at 3 o'clock, maybe a little light show along the Gulf Stream. That'd be amazing. All right, stay tuned. I'll be here for Good Morning Jacksonville. We take a look at the deck, the chairs tonight, and we are talking about a nice night to get out and enjoy at Jack's Beach here. And there's that light wind, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. So notice, during the day, the beach is usually cooler this time of year. You get out there at night, you got that warmer water protecting you. Man, that's going to be nice. All right. So this is what it all means for us. We're starting to see some showers on radar, thunderstorms. We have a weather impact alert. This is not for cold weather. All right, this is not for drought. This is for rain. Slick roads, tough travel, Monday 2 p.m. to Tuesday. And we've got the rain gear ready. We're going to allow extra time. I've got Cooper's raincoat ready. So for the dogs, I think Cooper's going to he likes getting muddy. He's going to love this. But for us, it's been so long. Keep in mind that oil, the roads have, we're just not used to driving in the rain. And a lot of times they become slick if you don't get rain for a long time. What happens is oil builds up on those roadways. So we got to be careful out there. And you can see it's going to rain as we go into Monday, some of the lighter showers. So really the light shades of green. Not a huge deal at this point, but it is. If it's just a little bit of a shower activity on Monday, it's going to cause big problems. How it is. Especially with the oil building up. So 70, and that's why we put that weather impact alert in at 2 o'clock. Then Monday night into Tuesday, there you go. We got the yellows, the deep greens, the heavier rain. So good. Most of the models have about a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain. You see that scale at the top. And yeah, that does well. Now, if we get a couple thunderstorms, we can add to the average total I showed you of a ½ inch to 1 inch. And really the lighter amounts, notice staying toward south of I-4. But if you're in Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, hey, we have enough instability, we could pop a couple heavier showers, so don't let those models fool you. So my friends down in Central Florida, Orlando, we could pop a few heavier showers. In fact, this is a little more optimistic than I saw when I first came in this morning, so that's good news for you. For Jacksonville, there's even a purple stripe going through. There's that 1 to 2 inch corridor through Duval, Putnam, a little bit farther south. You could see some of the heavier showers, but really that really showing up nicely there. Where we're going to see a ½ inch to 1 inch on average, and in some spots we'll see some more, especially toward the west side. How bad do we need it? I don't have to tell you. Yeah, it's pretty dry out there. It's crunchy. Lake City to Valdosta, extreme drought. Brunswick, Fernandina, Jacksonville. Here's the good news. We're heading into the so-called dry season. Good news is we're not in Central Florida. We're not Tampa. We're not Miami. That's the true dry season across Florida. We're far enough north where we do feel the effects of fronts more. We do feel the effects of nor'easters. All right, they don't have that luxury to the south. So again, we're careful how we use that terminology. Yeah, we're heading to the dry season, but we're North Florida. We're South Georgia, and we are going to put a big dent into this drought as we head into our our winter months based on the overall pattern. I showed you that snowpack. I'm loving it. It's going to push some stronger fronts farther south. It's going to pull up some more Gulf moisture, and we're going to put a big change to this drought conditions that we're seeing out there. Lake City, Waycross, you even have some relief on the way. So as we look at our 2025 rainfall deficit, last check was close to 10 inches. All right, that model didn't update, but I can tell you it's about 10 inches. And as we look at our long-range Futurecast, here we go. You ready? All right, so here we are today. We're watching that rain just kind of tease us offshore. We've got high pressure still in control. There's that snow breaking out west with that storm system number 2. We're going to check the travel plans really all the way through Tuesday. Travel could be hampered across the area. Showers start to increase as we look toward Texas. All right, there's front number 1. All right, and then here it comes. We got another low pressure taking shape in the Gulf. We've got that system across Missouri in the Midwest. And again, 2 features combining forces. Jet stream, fuel, love it. All right, and it's coming our way. Check it out. Low pressure. All right, making a move off to the east-northeast, and you can see we haven't seen anything this active near us in a long time. So I have the rain chances increasing Monday afternoon. If we do have trouble Monday, it would be for the drive home. Okay, so drive home could be tricky out there, so be very extra careful. We just haven't seen it in so long. And then Monday night and Tuesday, we'll see the heaviest rain. One thing to watch is that low pressure crosses our area Monday night and Tuesday morning. It could be one of those wild things where we see severe weather as we go into Tuesday morning. Okay, so late Monday night, Tuesday morning, keep your guard up. Main low comes through the northern tier of the area. A little extra spin. We've got plenty of wind energy, plenty of dynamics, and I'm sure the Storm Prediction Center is watching it as well. You're not going to see a big risk over us at this time, and that you may not see a big risk, but for folks like us that have lived here a long time, we know what can happen in December. So another reminder, you can get severe weather in December, and we'll be ready for it. All right, there's Tuesday, 12:30. Low pressure lifts north toward Cape Hatteras, the Delmarva Peninsula, watching my friends in Maryland, Ocean City, and up to the northeast. Then they'll start to see that rain and then the heavier snow inland. And then we'll start to dry out as we head into Tuesday afternoon and evening. So really that weather impact alert coming in Monday afternoon, Monday night, and Tuesday morning. And then we'll let it expire, it looks like, as we head toward Tuesday afternoon, especially the evening for the drive home. There's the front, and then we turn cooler, so it'll feel like December on December 3rd. Temperatures will cool back into the 60s as we head into the middle of next week. Your most accurate and up-to-date 7-day forecast, certified by Weather Rate. All right, we take every single degree seriously here, and I tell you what, we got 77 today. Tomorrow, there it is. I did up the rain chance, 60%. There's your high of 70 with a northeast wind keeping us much cooler. And then there's our system. That's a big chance of rain, 80%, gusty southwest winds. And we'll watch for all modes of severe weather on Tuesday, especially to start the day, improving by late day, and then cooler 60s. And then notice next weekend, Friday into Saturday, I said our pattern's changing. It is. There it is. Our next chance, a good chance of rain as we head into Saturday. Next 10 days, let's take a look. System 1 on deck, System 2 next weekend, and there will be a third one behind that. Good news, and I want to leave you with some great news. This is it. Hurricane season ends today. Congrats, we did it. We made it. Very lucky here at home. And you know, we want to celebrate, but again, we're thinking of our friends in Jamaica. We're thinking of 3 Category 5 hurricanes. My goodness. That hit the tropics this season. And you can see one thing that most folks don't realize, the strongest gust by a drop zone happened with Melissa in Jamaica. Imagine that, 252 miles per hour. As it was bearing down. Strongest wind gust near the surface with the cyclone, a little trivia there, is Olivia in 1996, 253 miles per hour. Amazing. And the lowest pressure in a cyclone was Typhoon Tip in 1979. But the big 3 for us this season, it was our first year here in the United States. We did not have a landfalling hurricane in 10 years. We looked at the data, and if you look at the named storms, the tropical storms, major, you'll look at the numbers and say, hey, wait, we were a little bit below average. We should be at 14. We only had 13 named storms. As we know now, our weather team emphasizes, we don't care about numbers. We care about the energy, the wind energy. And if you look at the meteorology behind it, and because these storms were so strong with 3 Category 5s, it's amazing. It's only happened one other time since 1851 in the tropics. We actually had an above average season. okay, for these tropical systems. That's how lucky we were. So if you hear somebody say, oh, we were lucky, it was an easy year, not at all. In fact, our friends in Jamaica are still cleaning up, and it's going to be a long process for sure. All right, let's do it. You ready for one more look at the 7-day? Katrina says we got 1 minute to spend together. Let's make the most of the minute. And there it is. All right, we've got that weather impact alert. You see some red on the screen. That's Monday, 2 p.m. to Tuesday, 2 p.m. We're going to see some lighter showers move through Monday, but it could cause some slick roads for the drive home. And then the heavier rain comes in late Monday night into Tuesday. It looks like one of those nights where our weather team will be with you all night long. I'll be here. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Come on. And I'm ready for rain, and hopefully we can keep the severe weather threat lower and down and escape that, because we just need a nice widespread rain, and that's what the models are showing right now. But